Good morning and welcome to the Virtual Village Hall. How are you today? I hope you're really well. I'm Rachel from I Printed That, and I'm here today with my cup of tea, keeping warm. Hope you're keeping warm as well, to deliver you a craft session. Now, this is my first session back in 2025. I hope your year is going well so far. And do you have lots of lovely plans for this year? Or maybe you don't, which is fine as well, because this session is all about the celebrating the big events of the year, celebrating those small little everyday events that happen as well. Because today I'm going to be showing you how to make one of these little books that you can pack full of all your memories. So things like little bus tickets, maybe from a journey that you've taken. It could be a lovely meal that you had at a restaurant, like this. Maybe it's just a little sketch that you made of a sunset or a landscape. Or perhaps you just went on a walk and you picked up a feather or a shell. It could be just a leaf that was on the floor that you really liked the look of, that will remind you of that walk. It doesn't matter what it is, it's what it means to you. Lots of these things in this book would mean nothing to anyone else, but from the moment I touched them, I had a connection with them. And as soon as I look at them again, it takes me back to the place that I was. So that's what this session is about. It's about those memories that we make throughout the year, keeping hold of them and looking back on them. Now, you might just want to make this for yourself, but these also make really lovely gifts as well. Maybe someone's going on holiday and you want them to remember their holiday really well. You could make one of these books, or perhaps it's a special event that someone's having. There's a big build up to it. You could maybe make one for them. So they make great gifts and they're great for yourself as well. But how do you do it? Well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop you down and we'll get started. So the only thing that I've actually had to buy for this session are these envelopes. So I'm sticking with I think these are C6 size. But if you know that your memories are going to be bigger, your little tactile things that need to go in here, then make a bigger use bigger envelopes. Your book is going to be the size of your envelope, so as you can see there. So just bear that in mind before you buy your envelopes, before you get started. Okay, put that to one side. So I've got my envelopes. That's the only thing that I had to buy. I've then got some wrapping paper that's going to cover the outside of the book. I've got some just print-offs that I'm going to put inside the book. You could use whatever you wanted for this. I've got just some card from the recycling bin. That's going to make the cover for our book. And I've also just got some other bits. I've got a pencil somewhere, which is going to walkabout, so I'll go and grab that one, another one in a minute. I've got a craft knife, a pair of scissors, and also a ruler. So just bear with me 2 secs while I go and grab another pencil. There we go. Hope you're still there. And if you are there, then please do pop a little hello in the comments. We always love to hear from you on the Virtual Village Hall. Let us know where you're watching from today. Okay, so let's get started. Oh, the other thing I didn't mention as well is glue. So you just need some glue as well. Depending on how many months, days to the week, etc. you want, take as many envelopes as you need. So I'm going to go with 12. Well, there we go. So that's going to be my year. And I want to start by gluing these together. So open the flap and then just put the glue on the flap. Right up to the edge. And then glue the bottom edge just up to the fold of the flap. Don't go over, because these are concertina little books. Because we want them to fold like that. And then you're just going to carry on doing this. Up to the fold. If you want to take more time over this, then you can look back on this video. It's going to be saved on the Virtual Village Hall Facebook page. Look back so you can pause it, you can rewind it if you need to. And if you haven't got a chance to make these today, if you're watching live, then after the video has been saved, or after the video is on the Virtual Village Hall Facebook page, you can then save it. So just look for the 3 dots on your screen. They'll either be at the top or the bottom of your screen, normally on the right hand side. Look for 3 dots and then just click save, and you can watch this later. Don't forget, you can also share this with your friends or in craft groups. And if you've just joined us, welcome. Hello, we are celebrating those big events of the year, those little life, everyday life, sort of lovely little moments by making these concertina memory books. So this is what we're going to be making. And I'm just gluing 12 envelopes together. They're now starting to fall off the side of the table. I'm keeping keeping a firm hold on them. So a nice bit of crafting, a little bit of bookbinding for a cold mid-January day. Okay, so we're going to put this aside to dry. And while that's happening, we're going to make the cover to our book. And the cover is just made with some cardboard that I got out the recycling bin. So let's cut this. And a good piece of cardboard. and this is what our envelopes are going to lay into. So you notice that I've got quite a large spine here. That's because I'm sure you're going to pack your memory books with lots of little souvenirs and things. So to get the size, I just take my envelope, just going to draw around it, and then we want that doubled. I'm just going to draw that round again. And then I'm just going to add a couple of centimetres, which is going to make my spine. If you want to make this a very thick book, then make your spine wider. I'm just going to go for 2 centimetres. And as you can see, I still haven't bought a new ruler. That does need to be one of my resolutions, doesn't it, for 2025? Save me having to do the maths. And then you just want to add, I would say, 1 centimetre, maybe a little bit more, which just gives you a little bit around the side. So that's going to give me a 0.5 centimetre at the top and the bottom. So then cut that out. And then we want to find the centre here. Okay, so for me it's going to be there. And then I just draw my centre line in just very lightly. Don't worry about all the marks and everything on this. This is going to be covered with paper anyway. And then I just do a 1 either side. So 1 centimetre either side. Draw that line, and then I'm going to score down. So when I score, I'm quite heavy-handed, so I don't tend to use the blade. I use the other side of the craft knife. If you don't have a craft knife, you could also use your scissors. Just be very careful, open them up and use that to score. So we're just scoring, we're not going right through the card. And I want to score on the inside of my book as well. And then you can easily fold your book. And there we go, that's the cover all prepped. I might just trim that little bit there. Then we want to decorate the cover. You can do this in any way you want. A nice simple way is just wrapping paper or wallpaper, something like that. So I need my glue. I've actually had this paper lying around in one of my craft paper stashes for a very long time, so it's actually nice to be able to use it. It's a good little stash buster, this one. If you wanted to, you could make the envelopes as well out of different coloured paper. That might be quite nice. So make sure all your edges are done. That's where the paper always comes off, doesn't it? Fill in the middle. And then this is actually double-sided, but if yours is just one-sided, then this needs to be the wrong side and you want the right side face down. So then you can lay this on top. You get it right up to the edges. Then number one, you'll be able to see how well you cut that right angle, but also it just saves a little bit of cutting. Flip that over. And then you could just use a piece of paper or a cloth. Oh, come away at the sides there. That's fine, I can trim that bit. Make sure it makes full contact with the glue. And then trim paper off. Nice and accurate. It's fine, I need glue on there anyway in a minute. Okay, so that's that side done, and then we want to do the inside. Again, you could do it with exactly the same paper. Dear. But I'm going to go in with just some printed paper. This would be lovely covered in fabrics as well. Might want to use some fabric glue. I don't know if anyone has covered books in fabric before. If you've got any tips, if you put in the comments, that would be brilliant to share with others. Just one of those things that I've just thought but I hadn't actually looked into. I'd like to do it myself. Okay, then put your other one on. Exactly the same. And then trim that as well. Okay, so you might want to leave that to dry. I'm just going to show you now. So you want to leave it to dry so that everything stays down as you do this, but I just want to quickly show you. So you'll just bend back on those lines. You'll easily be able to find those lines that you scored. And that makes that nice thick spine ready to be filled with your little souvenirs. Then you just need to stick the envelopes that you concertinaed. Just going to trim this a little bit up a bit. It's where I've missed. We're then going to glue the last envelope to the back. So if I bring these over, that I did earlier, I'm just going to fold them now. Just concertina them, so fold them back in on themselves. So. And just before you glue, double check it's the right way round, because you'll want to open it like that. So that's your first memory. You could trim these off. I've just trimmed mine off if you want a neater look. And then this one I'm going to glue to here. Just double check I've done that right. No, that's side up. And you can see the score line there. I'm just going to place that just not quite on it, but just to one side of it. So just to the right side of it, right hand side. Make sure that's all nicely down. And there you go. That's your memory book. So I've marked you can mark your envelopes as you like. So I've just marked them with the months of the year, ready to put stuff in. I've also just got a complimentary, just ribbon, just to tie, and that will keep everything tied. And remember, you can use these for whatever you want, any just little everyday joys when you're on your walks, your feathers, your leaves that you find, maybe some pressed flowers from something special. And again, it might be a lovely place that you've been to that you want to remember, a holiday, or do it for friends, make them for friends. They make really lovely little personalised gifts. So thank you for joining me. Remember, this video is going to be saved on the Virtual Village Hall Facebook page, so you can come back, look at it any time, or feel free to save it, share it with friends and into craft groups. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you again next time. Take care. Bye.